Okay, good morning. Now today we have to do exercises in the workbook. Last time I think we stopped at exercise 56 here, John. Today we have exercise 57. In a genitive with apostrophes and with genitive with O. Write the form of genitive with apostrophes or O, which could be related to the form sentence. Two forms are possible. Give them both. One example is given as a guide. For example, John has a brother. We can here use it as a apostrophe S genitive. See, John's brother. Number two. Number two.
Tom's has a sister. We can say Tom's بعدين اس نحط sister, Tom's sister.
Let me say we say Thomas's sister. Thomas's. طبعا where do you use the apostrophe? S.
Between Thomas and sister.
Here at the end, what?
Of Thomas.
Thomas. And for example, see here.
Yes.
Thomas's
sister.
طبعا توماس سعيد اس اصليه توماس.
بدنا بنحط كمان اس
here we put apostrophe بعدين اس. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
Hi Thomas's. Okay? Thomas's sister. Yes. Next.
Sophocles wrote plays. Sophocles' plays.
أو بنقول نقدر نستخدم الأوف هنا.
The plays of Sophocles.
Yes, we can say here. We have two ways here.
Can we say that?
Yes, we can Sophocles' plays أو plays of Sophocles. Even Sophocles' plays أو plays of Sophocles. Yes. Next.
Keats wrote poetry. Keats's poetry.
Keats's نفس جمع من توماس وسوفوكليس نفس Keats's poetry. Keats يعني لسه أصل Keats بعدين apostrophe is poetry. Yes.
دكتور هون بنقدر نستخدم الأوف ولا لا؟
No, we don't use off here. بس نقول Keats poetry. Okay. Next.
The cow gives milk. The cow's milk.
The cow's milk. Yes. Apostrophe is the cow's milk. Yes. Next.
The captain made an error. The captain's error.
The captain's
error.
مظبوط. The captain's error. Okay. Next. Next.
The ship has a siren. The ship's siren.
مظبوط. In the ship's siren. The ship's siren. Or a ship's siren. Yes. Next. The siren made a noise.
The noise of the siren.
Then a noise of the siren, yes. A noise of. When we cannot say siren's noise. We cannot use apostrophe S here. Okay. And then it is of genitive on it. So we say the noise of a siren, or the noise of a siren, or a noise of the siren. Next.
Somebody has a hat. Somebody's hat.
Somebody's hat. Then apostrophe S, hat. Can we say the hat of somebody?
No.
No.
No, yes. Next.
Something has a name. The name of something ولا لا؟
The name of something. We don't say something's name. We say
Yes.
the name of something. Yes. The school has a history.
The school's history, or we can say the history of the school.
نقول the history of the school, مش school history. Okay. The history. I think we can use both here. The history of the school or the school's history. Yes. Next.
The world has problems. The problems of the world.
The problems of the world. Can we say the word the problem?
Yes.
Yes. The word problem. Next.
Europe has art treasures. The art treasures of Europe.
Europe's art treasures. Both, can use both.
Yes, both are correct.
Next. The holiday lasted a week.
A week's holiday.
Yes, a week's holiday. A week's holiday. Yes. Next.
The work took a year. A year's work.
A year's work, yes. Next.
My brother-in-law has a house. My brother-in-law's house.
Then my brother-in-law's house.
House.
Yes. My brother-in-law's house. Next.
My parents gave their consent. My parents بعديها as my parents says يعني consent.
Then my parents consent. وين نحط الapostrophe هنا؟
آخر كلمة parents.
After S. After S. My
Yes.
parents. Next.
The man over there has a name. The name of the man over there.
The name of the man over there, yes. Next.
This book has pages. The pages of the book.
Yes, the pages of this book, yes. Next.
The newspaper published this evening. This evening's newspaper.
مظبوط إذا نقول this evening's newspaper. This evening's newspaper. هنا in this exercise we used this genitive أو of genitive. ننتقل في exercise 58 له double genitive. When do you use double genitive? Form a sentence with double genitive. If one can be formed acceptably, form the following material. Number one.
John is one of my friends. John is a friend of mine.
Even John is a friend of mine. Where is double genitive one? Huh? Where is the double genitive?
Of mine.
Of mine. Yes, of mine. Yes. Next.
Of mine.
Yes. Of mine. Of genitive, mine, another genitive. Double genitive. Yes. Next. One of Dr. Black's patient has died. Can we change the sentence?
I don't think we can.
Yes, even no change. No change. Next. Next.
That dog, Jack's dog.
Jake's dog has torn my trousers. هون هي معمولة صح دكتور؟
لا ما فيهاش دبل جينيتيف يعني. لأن Jake's dog. فيها one genitive. Can we make it double genitive?
No.
Huh?
No.
But can we say that dog of Jack's?
Yes.
Yes. هنا بين double genitive. نقول that dog of Jack's has torn my trousers. يعني of وبين Jack's. Okay. Next. Yes.
Where is that key? The one you have. Where is that key of yours?
Of yours, yes. And where is that key of yours? Where is that key of yours? أنا هنا في أنا of وأنا yours. أي double genitive. Yes. Next.
Where is the key? The one you have. No change.
No change, yes. No change. Next.
Those new shoes. I mean yours.
Of yours بتصير.
Yes, إذا نقول those shoes of yours. Look very smart. Those shoes of yours. look very smart. Next. Yes.
This is Dr. Blake's secretary. No change.
No change, yes. No change. And we have only one janitor, yes. Next.
This book, John Christie, is very amusing. This book of John Christie.
مظبوط. And this book of John Christie's is very amusing. This book of. Next.
This is a tale told by an idiot. No change.
No change, yes. Next.
These exercises you set are quite easy. No change.
These exercises you set.
This exercise
Of
إنه ما
yours.
بنغيرها.
Yours, yes. نقول these exercises of yours. Okay. إذا عندنا هنا حوالي 3 or 4 sentences with no change to double genitive. The other sentences were changed into double genitive. Any question about this exercise? About double genitive? Any question? Okay. ننتقل للرeflexive والpersonal والpossessive pronouns. Personal, reflexive, possessive pronouns. Exercise 59. Supply a person, reflexive or possessive pronoun to replace each of the dashes in the passages below. Each passage is a continuous context. Number 1.
This is my property. It is my own. I bought it. I paid for it out of my own money, so it is mine.
This is my property. It is my own. I bought it. I paid for it out of my own money, so it is mine. Okay, so it is mine. Next.
One must take care of his own property and look after it himself.
Himself, yes.
If you keep an animal, you must look after it properly. It cannot always look after itself.
Itself, good. Then one must take care of his or her own property and look after it. Okay, and look after it properly. It cannot always look after itself. So one must take care of his or her own property and look after it, him or herself, himself or herself. If you keep an animal, you must look after it properly. It cannot always look after itself. Yes. Next.
I think of myself too much. My mother thinks of me as well and often forgets to think of herself.
مظبوط. إذا I think of myself too much. My mother thinks of me as well and often forgets to think of herself. Next.
They must do their duty as we must do ours.
Mhm.
You have kept our promise. Let them keep theirs.
Mhm. Then they must do their duty as we must do ours. We have kept our promise. Let them keep theirs. Theirs. Okay. Next.
She knows her own mind,
Mhm.
but he doesn't know his own at all. He loses his temper while she always keeps hers. She keeps herself under perfect control, but he can't control himself.
Good. Then she knows her own mind, but he doesn't know his own at all. He loses his temper while she always keeps hers. She keeps herself under perfect control, but he can't control himself. Good. Next.
Every country has its own traditions and prides itself on them.
Yes.
We must all maintain those traditions and pass them on to our children.
Even every country has its own traditions and prides itself on them. We must all maintain those traditions and pass them into our children. Next.
Do you see that flower in front of you? You recognize it? Then tell me its name.
Then tell me, do you see that flower in front of you? You recognize it? Then tell me its name. Then tell me its name. Yes. هنا we have done this exercise regarding personal, reflexive, and possessive pronouns. Any question about this exercise? Any question?
No.
Okay. If you don't have any question, let's move to exercise 60. Replace each of the bracketed parts of the sentence below by an appropriate personal or reflexive pronoun. And again, personal or reflexive pronoun. Number 1.
John and Mary said they would go out by John and Mary. John and Mary said they would go out by themselves.
Themselves. Then they would go out by themselves. Next.
Mary assured John that she could look after herself.
Herself, yes. After herself. Next.
John told Mary that he would look after Mary. John told Mary that he would look after her.
Yes. Yes. Next.
You, Mary, will have to look after Mary. You, Mary, will have to look after yourself.
Yourself, yes.
Can you and Mary look after yourselves?
Yourselves, plural, yourselves, yes. Next.
Can you and Mary get super for you, Mary and me? Can you and Mary get super for us?
Us, yes, for us. Next.
can you, Mary, and I get supper for ourselves?
For ourselves. For ourselves. Yes. Next.
One must learn to look after one these days. One must learn to look after um, himself or herself.
one هنا نقول نقدر نقول himself أو herself أو إيش؟ أو oneself. هنا one نقول oneself ممكن يكون male نقول himself أو ممكن يكون female نقول إيش؟ herself. Okay. Next.
No one should deceive oneself about that.
No one should deceive oneself أو نقدر نقول herself or himself.
Himself.
Yes. himself أو oneself أو ممكن يكون herself ممكن يكون female. Okay. لأنه عندنا one مش معروف هل هي male or female. Okay.
Yes.
Next.
I have just been out to get me a cup of coffee. I have just been out to get um, myself a cup of
Yes.
coffee.
Myself a cup of coffee. Next.
Self.
Mm.
Many people believe themselves to be chosen
Listen, yes.
results.
Yes, even many people believe themselves. Next.
Everybody clings to this illusion about everybody. Everybody clings to this illusion about um, himself or herself.
Yes, himself or herself, yes. Next.
The Romans eventually had enemies all about them.
Them, yes. All about them. Next.
If you look around you, we see that we are just as other men are. If you look around us,
Yes.
we see that you are just as other men.
If we look around us, yes. Next.
Alexander always kept a faithful friend beside him.
Beside him, yes. Beside him. Next.
When he found that he had been betrayed, he was beside him with fury. When he found that he had been betrayed, he was beside himself with fury.
Himself, yes. He was beside himself. Okay. This is طبعا about personal and reflexive pronouns. Any question about this? Okay. Now we'll move to the next pronouns or related pronouns. Exercise 61. Indicate whether the related pronouns are at X can be that, which, or what, who, whom, or whose, or zero. If two or more answers are possible, give them both or all. Number one.
The word X he entered was a strange one. The word which he entered was a strange one.
The word which he entered was a strange one. Next.
He took 2 rooms for which he paid €5 a week.
Then for which he paid, yes. Next.
The theater X he usually went to was the Royal. The theater which he usually went to was
In the theater which you usually went. Yes. Next.
He wrote several novels, only one of which had any merit.
Yes, and only one of which. Yes. Next.
The man X spoke to me just now is an astronaut. The man who spoke to me.
Yes, and the man who spoke to me is an astronaut. Next.
The man whom you were just speaking to is his brother.
Then the man whom هنا استخدمنا whom ليش whom why whom
لأنه
Because you were
object.
talking
if you look at five مثلا قلنا the man who هنا طبعا
yes,
لأنه
direct
ليش
object.
أنه man subject يعني بينما number 6 the man whom you were just speaking to هاي object
Subject,
then we
yes.
use
object.
okay next
He is a man about whom very little is known. هون كمان نفس الشيء لأن الإكس object.
إذا برضه object إذا he is a man whom yes about whom very little is known next
Uh, the man whose brother is an astronaut is
إذا في عندنا
leaving.
possessive whose إذا بنقول the man whose brother yes next Can we use instead of exchange?
What was discovered, I guess, what was discovered was an almost impregnable city.
Even what? We say what was discovered, yes. Next.
The people who built such a refuge must have been very ingenious.
The people who, yes, who. Okay, good. Any question about this exercise related to pronouns?
No.
Okay, it's okay. Now we move to what, which, whom, or whose. Exercise 62. Indicate whether the interrogative word at X can be what, which, who, whom, or whose. If two sentences are possible, give them both. Number 1.
If you had to live alone on a desert island, what would you take with you?
Then we use here what? What would you like? Yes. Take with you. Next.
If you had to choose between a flute and violin, which instrument would you prefer?
Then which instrument? Yes. Next.
Who was it that said to be or not to be?
Then who? Yes. Who was it? Yes.
Who?
Next.
Which of Shakespeare's plays have you read? Which?
Which of Shakespeare plays? Yes.
Which of the characters in War and Peace do you find the most interesting?
And then which of the characters? Which of the characters? Next.
What modern novels have you read recently? What?
What? What modern novels? Next.
If that is not your say, then whose is it?
Even whose is it?
Whose?
Whose, yes. Possessive. Yes. Next.
Whose man could possibly behave like that?
Do you have possessive here? Can we
No.
say whose man?
No.
No. So what can we use here?
Who?
No. We can say what man could possibly behave like that? What man? Next.
Whom have I the honor of addressing?
أنا فينا whom لأنه فينا object verb. Whom have I the honor of addressing? Here I have the honor of addressing somebody. إذا هنا we use whom as an object. Here.
Yes.
Next.
To whom and to which department should my application be submitted?
إذا to who?
To whom and to which department?
To whom and to which department? Yes. Should my application be submitted? Any question about question about which, what, to whom, whose? Any question about this? Any question? Is it clear? Okay. Well, if you don't have any question, we stop here and see you next time.
إن شاء الله يعطيك